All right, this is your brother Issachar coming at you with another lesson. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone, which I learned this truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word through the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Aquath that's listening and learning. Today, I'm going to get into this quick topic talking about Chad Willer and his assault on his wife or girlfriend. His woman was a Jake. You know, it looked like she was from the looked like she's a Judite. All right. And pretty much, man, you know, he assaulted her to the point where, you know, he beat her and everything like that. And this is a news article that was sent to me from another brother. So I pretty much was like, okay, you know, I can make a lesson off of this, you know, because pretty much he just went insane. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read this article. Then we're going to get a few scriptures speaking about it. All right. It says Seahawks OT Chad Willer arrested on domestic violence assault charges. All right. It says Chad Willer, backup offensive tackle for the Seattle Seahawks, was arrested early Saturday morning on charges of domestic violence and assault, according to the Seattle Times. Willer, 27, was arrested after local police in Kent, Washington, responded to a 911 call from his girlfriend, the alleged victim. The police report reviewed by the Seattle Times said that the officers heard screaming from inside the apartment when they arrived. They forced their way into the apartment and headed to the bathroom where the screaming was continuing. The police found Willer standing beside the victim, according to the report. Willer was initially uncooperative when officers attempted to arrest him. Willer is accused of throwing the woman on the bed and strangling her until she lost consciousness. When she awoke, Willer allegedly said, "Wow, you're alive?" Wild as hell. She then ran to the bathroom and locked herself in when she called 911. Willer then allegedly picked the lock to the bathroom door and first forced his way in, which is where the responding officers found him. The police report said that the fight began when Willer asked the victim to bow to him, and she refused. It also said that Willer has not been taking his prescribed medication for bipolar disorder. Now, demons on him. Willer is listed as 6'7" and 310 pounds on the report, and the victim is listed as 5'9" and 145 pounds. She went to the hospital to receive treatment for arm pain and other injuries. The Seahawks released a brief statement regarding the charges against Willer. "We are aware of the situation and still gathering information." Willer played 5 games for the Seahawks during the 2020 season as a restricted free agent. The Seattle Times reported that Willer was still being held in county jail on Monday night. Bail has been set at $400,000. Now, I'm going to get this, too, because this is on Twitter, and I screenshotted it. It says right here, this is what they didn't put. It says she later told detectives that Willer was having a manic episode and out of nowhere demanded that she stand up and bow to him. When she refused, the 6'7", 310-pound football player allegedly grabbed her by the neck and threw her on the bed. Willer reportedly strangled his girlfriend while also crushing her mouth and nose with his hands to prevent her from breathing. She said she was beginning to lose consciousness but tried to fight back. That's when he twisted her arm and stopped her from resisting. She said she wasn't sure how long she was unconscious when she came to Willer. When she came to, Willer was standing near the bed and said, "Wow, you're alive." Then it went into the part that we just read earlier. You know how Esau get down, man. Esau like to take things out of the thing. So this is what she looked like originally. Okay, this is what she looked like originally. Salakia. And now this is what she looks like now. Okay, so you can see the damage that, you know, this Edomite has put on this Jake woman. Okay. Now, at the end of the day, man, you know, this is wild as hell. You know, he pretty much, you know, he didn't take his prescriptions, his prescription or whatever and everything like that. And he had a lot of demons on him. He's already an Edomite, so he's already wicked as hell. He's already evil. Now, you know, he over here he's on this medication or whatever the case may be. He's going through whatever it was that he went through. And pretty much, you know, went all out. He went all out, man. So, I pressed on the wrong thing. But he went all out, all right? So, at the end of the day, this is what's going on, man. This is what happened. She was beaten and now she looked like that, and she wasn't a bad looking woman, This is what she looked like. And then, after that, now this is what it is. Okay. So yeah, this is written in the scriptures, man. This is part of the curses that we're under, and this is what it is, man. Now he was in the wrong for doing this, man. He was definitely in the wrong for putting hands on her, trying to get her to bow down to him as if he's the most high and everything like that. And she was pretty much trying to avoid the situation according to what we read or whatever, and he pretty much was like, oh, so you don't want to bow down to me and do this? Well, I'm gonna beat you. That's some bullshit, man. That's definitely some bullshit. Now, at the end of the day, we've been given this warning, though. It's two-sided story when it comes to this truth. We've been given a warning, okay, about, how a lot of you Israelite women out there, man, should stay away from being with the heathen men, okay? Not saying that, oh, well, you trying to tell me if I get with a black man, so-called black man, that he's not going to beat me either. Hey, it is what it is. We already know a lot of our men are wicked as well, man. But at the end of the day, according to the scriptures, a woman is not supposed to be with any other man outside of her family, which means outside of the nation of Israel. You're only supposed to get with a man who's of the tribes, man. That's it. You're not supposed to be with anybody else. You're not supposed to be with any other heathen nation, man. You're supposed to be with a man out of the tribes. You're supposed to stay away from them. But at the end of the day, is it her fault? No, it's still not her fault. The man went crazy. The man went crazy. He's going to get what he deserves, Let me get Psalms 140:1. It says, to the chief musician, a psalm of David, deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips. Salah. Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purpose to overthrow my goings. See that, man? Purpose to overthrow my goings. That's Chad Willer right there, man. He was a violent man. He told her to bow down to him, and she refused. And so what he do? He became violent. He had mischiefs in his heart, man. Like I said, he didn't take his medication and everything like that. And pretty much demons were strong on that man, on that dude at that time. And he went wild, man, like we just read. She said that he went into a manic episode. Pretty much, man, he was a maniac. He was acting like a maniac, man. And that's what a serpent does, man. That's what a dragon is. A dragon has, breathes fire. And, you can't trust him, man. Verse 4, and let me read it again. It says, keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purpose to overthrow my goings. All right. What does it mean to overthrow? It means to cast out, put down. Okay. Your goings. What are your goings? The way that you live, the way that you built yourself up within the spirit and everything like that. Okay. Our goings within this truth is following the commandments, statutes, and laws. Okay. And Esau ultimately is being violent to overthrow our goings, man. He's trying to get us to not follow Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. He's trying to get us to follow Jesus. He's trying to get us to follow Allah. These other different religions out here, being atheists, live of the way that you feel like you should be living as and everything like that, man. That's what it is, man. And he's trying to get us to ultimately bow down to him completely once his RFID chip is presented, okay? He's trying to overthrow what we really are, okay? Which we are Israelites. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true Israelites, man. You are the biblical Israelites, all right? So that's what Esau is, man. He is the evil man. This is what he does, man. Okay? This is what he does, man. He brings violence upon the people, man, and he forces them and he beats them, kills them, robs them, steals from them, and everything like that. If he sees something that he likes, or if people don't comply with his rules. That's the evil man, man. That is the serpent. Okay? Now, let me get Ezra real quick. Because like I said, when it comes to this truth, man, it's a two-sided story. Like I said, Esau definitely going to pay for all of these things that he's been doing as far as what he's done to us as a whole and what he's doing to individuals, just like the story we just read. This is Ezra 9:1. It says, now when these things were done, the princes came to me, saying, the people of Israel and the priests and the Levites have not separated themselves from the people of the lands, doing according to their abominations, even of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Ammonites, the Moabites, the Egyptians, and the Amorites. Every heathen nation, all Salakia, all of these heathen nations, all right, all of them. It says, verse 2, it says, for they have taken of their daughters for themselves and for their sons, so that the holy seed have mingled themselves with the people of those lands. Yeah, the hand of the princes and rulers have been chief in this trespass. And when I heard this thing, I rent my garment and my mantle and plucked off the hair of my head and of my beard and sat down astonished. Ezra was so upset and so vexed within his spirit because he saw what? He saw our daughters, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you women, mingled with the men of these heathen nations. Okay? So that the holy seed have mingled themselves with the people of those lands. You are part of the holy seed, man. If you go back to to Jacob, okay? If you go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you are the holy seed. Okay? And Ezra was so upset with this that he plucked off his hair off of his head and his beard, and he sat down astonished, man. You know, because at the end of the day, like I said, our women are not supposed to be with these heathen men. You're not supposed to be with so-called Chinese, so-called Japanese, the so-called East Indians, Arabians, white men. You're not supposed to be with these men, man. Okay? That's one of the things that you have to do when you come into this truth. Now, it might be difficult, especially if you come into this truth and you really believe in it. And then you can be like, damn, well, I'm with this I'm with this heathen man. I'm with this soul, whoever it is. And what do I do in this situation? Hey, pray on it. Pray on it. Ask the Most High to get you out of the situation, or ask the Most High, to help you maintain through that situation or whatever, But at the end of the day, this is part of the law, man. It's part of the law. Women are not supposed to be with these heathen nations. Why? Because they can't be trusted. They can't be trusted, and they make you fall astray. They make you do things outside of what you should be doing. All right. And that article with Chad Willer is definitely a great example. Okay. That's part of the Esau spirit, man. He has in his spirit where he's just like, man, everybody's going to bow down to me. We've all been witnessing that all life, man. That's why they come out with all these TV shows and movies, talking about how they showing you how they're going to try to rule the world, rule everybody, have everybody under their control, have everybody obey their rules, okay, their laws. That's in their spirit, man. And like I said, he was bugging out. Chad Willer going to receive judgment for that. And Most High is not going to forget that, man. Okay? I'm going to get Genesis chapter 34. Okay? Now look. And it says, should I read this whole chapter? No, we'll see. This is Genesis 34:1, and it says, and Dinah, the daughter of Leah, when she bare to Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her. And his soul clave to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel and spake kindly unto the damsel. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor, saying, give me this damsel to wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel, and lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. See? Why, that's what it is. The daughters of Israel are not supposed to be with any of these heathen nations, man. You're only supposed to be with one of the tribes, one of the men, with men from one of the tribes, man. That's what it is. Okay. Now, when you go down to the end of the chapter, hold on. See if I can find it right quick. Okay, yeah, verse 25, and it says, and it came to pass on the third day when they were sore that two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword and came upon the city boldly and slew all the males. And they slew Hamor and Shechem his son with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house and went out. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain and spoiled the city because they had defiled their sister. Okay, so this was an act of this was an act of saying like, hey man, you ain't just gonna take my sister, especially you a daughter from one of the tribes, and you're not just gonna deal with her as any other way. And that's what Jacob said, you know. And when you read verse 30, and it says that Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, you have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and I being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, I and my house. And verse 31, it says, and they said, should he deal with our sister as with an harlot? Okay. So this was Jacob's mindset as far as, hey man, look, these dirty heathen nations dealt with our sister as if she's a harlot, man, when she's actually a princess of one of the tribes of Israel. But at the end of the day, Jacob was like, look, pretty much he's like, look, man, we gotta live here, man. I gotta live here, man. This is a thing where Jacob knew that certain things he would not do. He would comply with his neighbors so then he could live peacefully among them. Okay. Jacob was like, look, you done brought all of this heat now upon us. So now, I got to worry about them gathering themselves together and coming to kill me, knowing that we don't have as much firepower as them. So Jacob knew about, following certain guidelines as far as living peacefully among the neighbors or whatever. But at the end of the day, like I said, when you go back up, man, to verse 7, like it says, and the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel, and lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. So at the end of the day, hey, you Israelite women out there, you're not supposed to be with these heathen nations, man. Stay away from them, man, because they definitely can't be trusted. Yeah, I understand a lot of the men that's a lot of these jakes out here or whatever, a lot of them are wicked too or whatever, but at the end of the day, you may be better off with one of them than one of these heathen nations. And then if you come into this truth, you really, especially if you single, you definitely know better now. Like, okay, well, I can't get with any of these other heathen nations. You're supposed to leave them alone, man. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's a two-sided thing. I just want to bring this out for edification, okay? But at the end of the day, Chad Willer, he's going to get what he deserves, man. He's going to get what he deserves. We're going to get Ezekiel 35 and 1. And it says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Mount Seir representing the Edomites, Esau, the so-called white man. In verse 3, it says, say unto it, thus said the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Now, of course, when you read this scripture right here, this is talking about Esau as a whole, because, as a whole, as a people, Esau has continually, killed us, robbed us, stole from us, put us through distress, oppressed us, so forth and so on, man. And he's still doing it to this day, man. He's still doing it, man. And, he's acting as if nothing will happen to him. But Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is saying blood will pursue you. Okay. All right. Even blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood. He's not hated blood. He has not felt the shame from the violence that he put among the Israelites. He feels happy about it. He loves it when he kills us. He loves it when he locks us up wrongfully, so forth and so on, man. He loves it. But Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said, look, since you want to continue to do that, blood will pursue you, man. That's why it says in Revelation, they will receive double. Esau's captivity in the kingdom of heaven, man, when he goes to slavery, there's going to be the harsh, most harsh slavery that, the world will ever see, man. This is what's coming from him, man. And then, like I said, I just wanted to bring this out because, like I said, when you go to this picture right here, it's blood all over her, man. This is his nature. This is his nature, man. He loves to put us and makes us like this, man. He loves to put us through this type of pain. He loves to put us through this type of distress. He loves to put us through these troubles, this anguish, these agonies, man. So this is what's coming, man. This is what's coming. And this ain't nothing compared to the way that he's going to look in the kingdom, man. He's going to look even worse, okay? He's going to look even worse. Oh, man, like the scriptures say, man, it's going to be as if, we just went in a wine press, just stomping on all the grapes and, all of that, that juice from the grapes is splashed upon your garments or whatever, all everywhere. That's how much blood is going to be shed as far as these Edomites go, man. So Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is not going to forget the actions of Chad Willer. Chad Willer, you better get your medication right now because, hey, man, this will not be forgotten, man. This will not be forgotten. So I just want to bring this out, man. Like I said, it is what it is, At the end of the day, like I said, I just want to bring out both sides, just for edification, man. Not saying that she was wrong or anything like that. But at the end of the day, man, she needs to stay away from people like him. All right. And he needs to get ready for what he did to her. All right. Going to slavery, man, and blood will pursue you, man. All right. So with that, I'm going to say, call Halayim, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone, which I learned is true from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word to the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Akwat that's listening and learning. And Yahweh Ratzazah, I'll be back with another lesson. Keep pushing, Yasharala. Keep pushing. We almost out of here. Shalom.